peppers, yellow tomatoes. What would you like? That's cucumbers.
Kind of hungry for peaches. You got any peaches?
No, you should have talked to that man a week ago. We all snoozed and lost out on that one.
Well, they made wine out of it someplace, I don't know, Rick and Fred's there, I don't, somebody was making.
I told Jeff we could bring a whole wine back and share it with us. We could all sample that.
But they wasn't the pieces like before, there just wasn't enough water. So I used to water the trees when I lived up there, 'cause I used, but now I can't.
Well, you can haul water up the water.
Well, I thought about going over, getting your hose and just bring it
There
across.
you go.
You can find enough hose go for
Buckets from the
Call order for Grand Junction Council meeting. Need to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second. Hi.
Aye.
Approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Aye.
Jake, you know what that consent agenda is, right?
Not right offhand.
That's so I don't have to go through and read every bill one at a time, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you should have a sheet that tells them a little bit more. Okay, public comments.
Good.
No comment. Everything's running pretty good, huh? New business. Vote and approve ordinance number 2023-08-14 for sewer rate increase, public hearing.
Do we just have to wait for public comments on this then? If anybody,
So technically, yeah, you need to open the floor for public hearing. If there's no comments, then somebody can move to close the hearing and then you can move on to it.
so just one of us needs to say I open the floor.
Well, actually, it's Jerry.
Oh, it's Jerry, okay.
He pretty much already did that.
Is there
Okay,
any comments on it? Need to close it. Public hearing.
any comments? Nope. Okay,
So I make a motion, we approve the ordinance number 2023-08014 for sewer rate increase.
I'll second. Can we also move to, or is this the second thing to bypass the third reading?
Yes, you would need to move to also, so you need to move to close the public hearing. Everybody would probably do an affirmation of that, and then you would need to move to skip the second and third reading. Right.
Okay. So right now, we're just voting on closing.
That's what I want.
Okay,
Close.
so first you're doing the closing,
Correct.
right? I, or whoever, did somebody second?
You did.
I did?
Aye.
Sorry, I got lost. I got lost. Now, can we make a motion to,
Yeah, you can.
okay, I make a motion to skip the second and third readings of ordinance 2023-18-14.
Second.
Aye.
Vote, discuss and vote on appointment to Grand Junction Municipal Light and Water Board. That's a mayor appointment. I talked to Jeff Thorpe, Robert Baker, Kate Neves, and to get their opinions on it. And I'm gonna appoint Melody Reagan.
Before we vote on this, I would like to stop it for a minute here. First, I just want to put out there to everybody that doesn't already know, Dean Lyons retired from the light plant at the end of May. So he no longer works there. So when things go bad, Kelly is a one-man show. He's doing the best he can. Show him a little bit of grace and don't be upset that Dean isn't out there helping. He no longer works there. The other thing that I want to say is I would like to hold up on this appointment and have applications filled out. And let's see if there's, I think a lot of people didn't even know that there was a space open on that board. And maybe we have somebody else in the community that can bring something. I'm not saying that she can't. I would just like to see some applications filled out, and maybe we can have somebody bring something to the board that hasn't been brought before.
How do we put this out so people will?
People should know it now, and we can put it on Facebook if we hold up on it, if you want to apply to be on the light board, and then make your appointment, and then we vote on it, or we can vote how you want to now, and then if the vote does not pass, then we put it out there for,
We did receive application type form from League of Cities
yes.
that Wendy can have, they can fill it out and give to Wendy. Then we can get those together and just, take a look and see if there is somebody that maybe can bring something to this board that would be beneficial.
And what the League of Cities said when I talked to them, and we all have this information in the packets, is technically they like to see the boards have men and women on them. But as far as you have to replace a woman with a woman, that is not 100%. If you try to put a woman out there on the board to replace a woman that is leaving, and you can't really find anybody who fits good, who brings qualifications to the board that you would like to see, then you can keep looking. If you've diligently looked for 3 months, then you can put a man on there if he has better qualifications than any woman that you have found at that time.
And right now, they can still have a meeting, they can still do things because there's 4 people on. It's not like they can't do anything, so.
There's no rush to put somebody in.
Right.
So what you're saying, I've made the appointment, so you're gonna vote no.
I'm gonna vote no for the appointment. I would like to see who might be out there that wants to be on it. I would like to see some information on whoever wants to be on the board. I think we're at a time in the light plant where we need to make sure that we have people on there who can keep moving us forward, who can keep working with the city on what we do.
Then are you also suggesting, if you're a member of the light board, does that come up for renewal every 2 years or 4 years?
They're staggered.
Like the council.
But is it a 2-year, or is it a 4-year, or is it a 5-year? You don't know?
So according to your ordinances, it's a 6-year term, but the vacancy that's created by who is leaving.
Okay,
So it's whatever the rest of the duration of her term.
so here's the deal, if we assign somebody like now, she was due the end of the year. So it would just be from now to the end of the year, at the end of the year, we'd have to appoint somebody else.
Essentially, it's an interim position.
Is that how long she's on for? Is she due?
She would be
she'll
at the end of the year,
year.
yeah.
Okay.
But I personally don't feel like there's any rush to this, considering there's still 4 people on the board that can still hold meetings, still.
Well, I guess my question or my comment would be, that's fine if you want to do it that way and have people apply, find people that you feel are more qualified. But then I would also like to make it that anytime somebody's term comes up for renewal, that it's opened up again so that other people.
Sure. People didn't even know that this position was coming open, and nobody really knew that, as far as I know. So nobody really had the opportunity to come up and apply.
But
And Mickey, this is the first board member that we've kind of had to think about and do. So I mean, we didn't appoint any of these other ones. I mean, I haven't, so I mean, right, and I'm just saying, so in moving forward, it's a good,
I'm just
I
saying
can't
that-
tell you how it's gonna happen in the future. I mean,
Well, I just want to make sure that we're treating everybody the same, because I'm telling you, there's things that go on in this town that I don't think we treat both of our employees the same way. And I think you need to look at it a little closer than what you've done, so that's my comment.
the board kind of runs the light plant, their board now.
Right.
And one of the duties of the mayor is to appoint a new member in a case like this. I did go around, I talked to Kate Meese, I talked to the board members. They were completely happy with my choice. In fact, some of them recommended it.
Mhm.
And it acts like the council's gonna try and run the light plant too, the way.
I don't have anybody in mind for the light plant, if that's what you're trying
No,
to
but
insinuate. I
What
have
I'm
nobody
saying
in mind.
is, they do their own thing,
Right,
we do our own thing.
right, but don't you think that, as city council, we should be looking out for them and making sure that
You
somebody
wanna
gets on
remember
there?
One thing is that we put that board on there to take care of that. This town tried that once in a while, to run that one time, before you were ever around.
Mhm.
Run that light board, that
Right.
split this town completely in half.
Did I
And-
indicate that I wanted to run the light plant? Because pretty sure I never said anything like that,
No,
or did I
but-
indicate that? Because that's what you're insinuating. I don't want to run the light plant. I don't know anything about the light plant. I don't know if there's even anybody out there that's interested. I'm just saying, let's put it out there and see if there is anybody that's interested.
And it's just 4 months, and we're gonna have to.
So
have
4
to
And in
do it all
4
over
months,
again.
and in 4 months, we'll do this again.
Yes, so,
Yeah, 4 months.
And
Why
that's,
not
this-
take my appointment?
This is a
4
good
months?
trial right now to see how it works, to see if people, we've had some, what I say, Jerry, we've had some new people move to town. We've had, that I don't know, that maybe you guys do, but I don't, but a great way of getting new people involved is to get them the opportunity to be involved. Maybe this is a way, maybe this is an invitation to make it happen. I don't know for a fact, but I don't feel like we need to rush into an appointment when there's still 4 people on that board.
why don't we put it out for a month, and then if we don't have nothing, then let's vote on somebody.
We can go.
Let's see
from
if we
there.
get any applications. Give it a month, see if we get any applications.
What happens if I don't like your application?
Well, you can say no to that.
And then we'll start over.
Then we'll start.
Then we'll start over.
Just like we can say no to yours, so I mean, it's a,
Well, anyway, I'm appointing her tonight.
So we have to vote on that appointment. I vote no.
No,
no.
Yes,
No.
So what that means to everybody who's watching, anybody who's interested in applying for the board position on the light plant, get a hold of Jerry, get a hold of Wendy.
Wendy will have applications, and the applications need to be brought back to Wendy.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that.
But you still can't make the appointment for 3 months if you don't want a woman, according to Iowa law.
Okay, you're right. And I'm not saying that I don't want, I got nothing against women. I am one.
No, I'm not, you're taking everything I say.
Well, I feel like you're trying to insinuate that I'm trying to run the light.
And
plant.
I'm not saying I don't want a woman. I'm not saying I don't want Melody. I'm just saying, let's see if
I
there's
think of
other people.
Iowa law,
Right, if we
So if
can't
we get an
find,
application for a man we really like,
right,
And if that man is more qualified than like the woman, then I think that only makes sense. But we can cross that bridge, Jerry, once we get those applications.
let's see.
I don't know why we're,
Right, let's see what women, we might have some really good women in town who can bring some really great stuff to the table. Let us find that out. Let's give somebody else a chance. Because I don't feel like anybody even knew that this board position was open. So let's give women a chance, and if we can't find a woman that seems to bring enough to the table, and we have a man that after 3 months of looking for a woman, we have a man that is more qualified and can bring more to the table, then he can be appointed. Am I correct? But we have to wait 3 months.
Yeah, and by that time, so after a month has elapsed, if you're right that Kate's term was up in 4 months, then you're essentially just voting on a new term, new 6-year term at that point, so.
After 1 month,
Well, if know if you're talking about the scenario where you're looking for a man and you
Right.
have to wait for 3 months.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So, no, we're on to the next.
Right.
Vote and approve purchase of a second laptop.
What's going on? Why do we need a second?
For one thing, there are times when I think the office can use a second laptop. One of the issues now is I use my personal computer to set up the OWL, because if you bring it in here, then you can't use it in the other room. And that ties up her computer doing the OWL. So I bring mine up and I use my computer to set that up, and eventually that's not gonna be a workable thing. The second thing is, there are different times when we could have used a second laptop. When she went to schooling, for instance, she took the laptop with her so that she could answer emails and that kind of stuff. If she could have done something back here, needed something printed off, we have no access to it because the printer won't work. And last year, when our brand new computer went on the fritz, we didn't have a laptop up here, but at the time, Mary Malone, our interim clerk, had a brand new laptop out of the box, and so she brought that up to use so that we had one here. We just don't have one. It's not gonna be used by anybody but Wendy. It's not, being floated around or whatever, but I think that a second laptop would be a good investment, and use some of the Grove Green County money for that. We pulled the bills for the old laptop, and what did that end up being? The one that we bought last year? Is it in my packet?
No, I got
Okay,
1882.
1880, was that with all the stuff that we got? Okay, so, but we don't need like another board or whatever, do we?
Probably not, like the battery backup and HDMI cable.
Yeah, so there's a few things that we wouldn't need, but it would be roughly $1,800 for this new laptop, to have a backup laptop at that.
How much of the Grove Green money do we have left, do you know? Wendy?
I have no idea right now.
I don't know that we've used much of it. I think we had to pay for the rest of the, accessories to the tractor.
Could we throw out a rough estimation, that don't have to be true, just
The Grove Green County
Yes.
money? I don't know.
5,000-6,000 left, maybe?
Oh my gosh, we should have more than that, because we got 43,
Oh, okay.
and of
And the
course,
rest of the tractor equipment stuff was not, it was a little chunk, but not.
Right, and
Yeah.
just remember though, we haven't got a bill yet from Readers, which we will probably get one for that tractor that we turned in.
Right,
Whatever they have to do to put it.
so I would like to make a motion to go ahead and purchase a second laptop for the office, so that we can have it for things that we need it for.
I just wanna clarify, we have Wendy's desktop,
Yes,
and Rod has the old desktop,
yes,
and we also have another laptop,
no,
okay? So you keep saying a second laptop, but really, you're just buying,
Yes, we do have
we have Wendy's laptop,
a laptop.
but the laptop runs your desktop. So if the laptop is in there, so it's just one laptop, but if she's at a meeting and takes the laptop with her, you cannot get into her computer setting in there because it runs off
Runs all the equipment.
it runs off the desktop. And Rod's computer is not hooked up to any of the financial stuff. That's on Wendy's. Nobody else has access to that.
so like, that computer goes down
Mhm.
for whatever reason, we're pretty much just out of luck, because you can't even hop on the old one and say Rod's, because
How long
Rod's.
did it take us to get that other one fixed that time?
Oh,
It was some time,
it was like 5 weeks. They had to send it in.
and we had no computer for that.
We had the backup computer that Mary had, but she couldn't even print anything off because it didn't
Right.
recognize our printer and couldn't, print checks, none of that worked.
But this other one would be able to do that if
Yes.
something wants to happen to that one, this would be able to do all that, whatever the other one
Yes.
did.
Well, I'll second it. I'll second the motion, if I second it.
Aye.
This next one I don't understand. Discuss and vote on draft purchase agreement from Jefferson Telephone Company on purchasing lots 218 and 220.
Can we discuss that a little bit?
Yes, please do.
Yes, we don't want to vote on that until we have a lot of discussion.
Well, and actually, if you don't mind me
Yes.
interrupting just for a moment.
Right.
This is similar to what we discussed at the last meeting when it comes to the other lot that you were talking about putting up for bids. You can't actually approve of the purchase today. You have to set it for public hearing. So you can approve to move forward with exploring the option of this purchase agreement that's been submitted, which I reviewed ahead of this meeting. But you cannot actually approve of the actual sale today.
All right,
For
so,
the Iowa law, you have to have. public
and I'm gonna stop you right now because I believe some of us are confused because did I miss something? We did not ever think we wanted to sell them that, right?
We did not want anything to do with selling it.
And we were never gonna it was never gonna be 2 lots, it was like a partial, right? So I guess,
And then it seemed like they just dictated a price, they think we're gonna take it. Well, I think that's bullshit.
Well-
This is an offer to buy, actually.
and so here's the deal, I am going to say we table it I don't know what the proper term is here, but
At this
we
point,
never
I think
discussed.
we should lease them the land.
Well, I kind of thought that's what,
That's what.
Because the other thing is, it was gonna be behind the sign next to the big block building. And unless I'm not understanding this right, the 2 lots they wanna purchase include the big block building, and we certainly don't wanna sell that for any reason. We were just gonna give them one little square behind the,
But we
Behind the
we wanna have a lease with them.
right, yeah,
And, with some specifications there, what things will and won't happen.
yeah, was that your understanding, Jake?
Yeah.
Mickey?
I figure if you lease it, and if they happen to forgive it for some reason, goes down and we still could get the building or the.
yeah, it's still our lot, we're not stuck with the bill, it's ours, and they can't say, yeah, we're gonna tear down the sign, we're
Like
gonna
a
tear.
lifetime lease.
No, we ain't gonna give them that.
Well, in that way, if
As long as they're using,
We'll give it 50 years, then renew it, once you can renew it.
And that way, if a business would come into town that would be able to use just the space in front of those buildings, we could maybe have another business there or something, but I don't think we wanna do that. So I agree that we should just put it on hold until we.
Well, do we need to contact them and tell them we're not interested in selling or holding?
Thank you, I think somebody needs to contact them and have a discussion with them, whether, I don't know who that someone should be, but I feel like we need to, and I don't know,
We had
should it be?
talked about maybe talking to our attorney and seeing if you can draw up something with a few requests that we would like in this agreement also. And so if we can do that before the next meeting and even send something back.
What was the problem with the spot that we had paid for?
Well, I think that they want that spot, but they
Which-
want the whole lot.
Are you talking about behind the sign? The last time we had any kind of anything, that's where I thought we were leaving it. It was gonna be behind the sign, and it was gonna be just that area behind the sign, not the whole lot. Now, something's happened between then and now that I feel like we need a little more
Well,
information.
they probably looked up where that lot number.
Either way you look at it, it never was gonna be 2 full lots, not even 1 full lot. It was gonna be a partial,
They said they needed room for a 10-by-12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
that,
right.
and we had it all, we didn't, somebody had it flagged out there that it worked. So I feel like yeah, we need to have a little, we'll table it, and is this something you and I need to, since we've kind of talked with them, you think, or is this something
We
we
can talk with them and then
hand
kind of,
off to our friendly attorney, or what? You
So
got
who
it.
is the last person to have, the last council member, or perhaps Jerry or whoever, to have made contact with, Jefferson Telecom about this?
they were,
They came here, yeah.
they came here.
Okay, so my recommendation would be that the council, if you want to pursue the opportunity to either enter into a lease or purchase agreement on the terms that you would like to have stated in either one of those documents, you appoint a council member or a designee or something like that to go and approach Jefferson Telecom or their council with the stated terms that the rest of the council wants to go with. This is the part where I can't be the person that negotiates with the other side. because
Okay.
If you look at the letterhead that the purchase
That
agreement
came
came
from
on,
you?
it came from my partner.
Okay,
So, but I can carry the water as far as document drafting. So somebody from the council will have to communicate directly with Jefferson Telecom or Jerry Cameron, a designee. It just can't get.
but if we have a list of, these are the things that we would like in this agreement, you can write that up for us, or you
Yeah,
can't
once
do
the
that?
negotiation has completed, so I can't be the negotiator, but I can draft documents. So you tell me
Okay,
after talking with them what you want to say, and I can draft it up.
okay,
Make sense?
yes. Do we need to do that now at a meeting and vote on somebody to do this, or do we just?
I think the council could probably talk in the background and not in public forum about what terms that you guys would like to see, unless you're prepared to talk about those things right now. So-
I don't feel like I'm prepared to talk about those right now. Okay. So we'll just wait, and then whoever the council decides to send, then that.
Yeah, you guys could still talk with the other side in the
Okay.
meantime. You wouldn't have to wait till the next council meeting.
And what are we looking, we're still looking at maybe a year and a half, 2 years down the road before they ever start putting ground.
Well, I suppose if we voted to sell the land, they'd start as soon as possible,
Oh,
but since we're not agreeing to that, because it is a whole
But
process.
wasn't it before gonna be another year or so down the road?
Well, it's
before
either
they-
gonna be the end of the summer or as soon as possible, but the very soonest is gonna be the end of the summer that they can get started. But I feel like it's kind of hit a
Sure, yeah, so.
bump in the road,
There
and
you go.
so, do we want to, do we need to designate somebody to represent and just talk with them just about this part of it then?
I think it would make sense for the rest of the council to be responsible for talking to either their attorney, which would be Dave Moran, my partner, or somebody from Jefferson Telecom, like the president, for instance. So
Are they, when they come into town, do they have to pay tax?
I don't know the answer to that.
I think so.
Aren't they
I
getting,
mean,
aren't
I
they
think
getting,
they'll-
but aren't they getting a lot of this money that they're taking with from
Some of it
from
is-
the federal government?
Yeah, some of it is my understanding. I don't know, I'm saying Laura would be a good one, she was at the first meetings too, to kind of head that up, and somebody else wanna jump
Sounds
in
good to
here
me,
and-
or sounds like she's a good person.
I can do it. I mean, I don't have a problem doing it.
Do we need to have a vote on it, or just? No.
I would go ahead and.
Generally agree.
Okay, I vote that Laura is our main, person representing us when we talk to Jefferson Telephone Company,
I second it.
after we've all kind of talked over what we
I-
want.
I,
Vote on the annual fee of $200 to the Jefferson Animal Shelter.
Jerry, have we had an annual fee for the animal shelter yearly? Is that the deal?
This is the first time doing that.
It's the first time, okay, so they're asking for an annual fee of $200 to the shelter. Crazy story, if there's a wild dog running loose, do the wild dog here in town go over there? Any
No,
idea?
that's where the dogs go, right?
Well, my question is, I had somebody tell me that the sheriff won't pick up the dog.
And that was my next question, who can take loose dog over there? Can I just drop off a stray dog over there? Or do you have to,
Put it in Rod's pickup.
well.
Yeah. There you go.
Did you read that one line?
He's
in
going to
there?
Jefferson anyway.
Did you read the one line in there that says for each community paying the fee, the city of Jefferson would enter into a 28E agreement for use of the animal shelter? And then it comes down to here, when we have a dog over there from here, we have to pay each day for that dog to be in there until someone comes and gets it.
Well, the person.
The person that picks it up has to pay.
Yeah.
Right, but if they don't come and pick it up, we're stuck with it. Right?
How many days do they keep it?
10.
Week 10?
I believe.
Then we're stuck with whatever that fee is per day if the person doesn't come and get it. And that could be some money. And then if they put it down, I suppose we pay for that too.
What's happened in the past, Rod?
They've always got a hold of the owner, and so they charge the owner and not
Okay.
us. But I don't know, will they, if I take a dog over there tomorrow, will they take the dog or tell me to go back home?
And
Without being part of this agreement, they probably won't take it.
just like that house where the people moved away and left the dog in the house, granted that ended a different way, but had to been able to get a hold of that dog, get it over there. Those homeowners are gone, missing in action. No, I mean, who knows, you can, so again, that would go on to us because we had the dog taken over there. And again, it has to be put down, who's paying for that, because that's gonna be a chunk of change.
We should look at, my suggestion is before we agree to this, we should look at what some of these fees are gonna be. How much a day, how much for this, how much for that, in case we get stuck with it.
So if we don't pay the $200, then we can't take a dog there? Is that what is your understanding?
Based on the very short email that was shared from Scott Peterson, my understanding is that that's not personal on this side. My understanding is in order for the city to have the luxury of utilizing the PAWS, the animal service over there, you have to pay the fee. Now, I haven't seen any of the 28E agreements that he's talking about in here. What I would say is if you wanted to allow me to reach out to Scott to get a copy of the 28E agreement, which would probably contain the fees that he's
Sure.
talking about, I can review it and we can talk about it. You can table it for this.
And the other thing is, we need to find out if the sheriff's department is gonna pick up this stuff.
I would almost tell you no.
Because,
But it should say in there.
And if the
because otherwise-
sheriff's department isn't, and I'm responsible for taking a stray animal over there, are they just gonna take stray animals from anybody here in town? Or does it have to
well,
be?
are you gonna wanna take
Well,
this?
heck, no, but I'm just saying,
I mean, it's gonna bite.
Are they
you.
gonna trust that you are actually city council representative of the town, or can just anybody take the dog?
yeah, I just think I would like to table it until possibly you can get some more information for us. That's my take on that.
I agree. I think we should table it. Anybody else wanna go through with it, or table it?
It's not in there for what?
This is, that,
Oh, but ain't big enough to be a town.
Jake, what's your opinion?
I think we should get some figures.
Okay, Mickey? Table it, Kimmy?
Yep.
Right, we're just gonna table it.
vote to approve the application to supervisors requesting the grant money.
Yes. This is kind of an after the fact thing, but, our filters at the pool are old and brittle. And we have thought for many years, we need 68 of them. And there are pictures of the, filtration system. We have a good filtration system at the pool, it's just the filters are the weakest link, and they have been in the water, chlorine and all that for like 15 years now, and they're getting brittle, they're breaking. So I went ahead and applied to the supervisors for the Louis Dreyfus grant, and they awarded us $2,500 toward filters. And so I guess I just need to know that everybody approves of that And then we're also reaching out to other places we've collected some other monies to help for this.
Okay, I've got a couple questions there.
Okay.
One being, if we get enough money, because it's considerably more than 2,500
Yes,
to do this,
yes.
how long a time period is there for them filters to be made? I mean, we're not gonna get stuck where we was when they put the liner in and not be able to open next year on time.
No, because the company that we contacted, once we found out, Alden has the same filtration system that we have. And when we reached out to them, they gave us some of their old best filters and also the name of the company who at last had it. And so they manufacture them, so they have some on hand all the time. I think if we called today and said, I want to order 58 filters, they probably couldn't do it today, but we have over the winter time.
Right.
And some of the old ones, we still have old
Sure.
ones that will work.
But I would like to know,
And this is a company in Iowa.
It's actually in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I would like to know, yeah, timeline, so we don't get caught, if we don't get all of our money in by January or something.
No, we pay for them as they send them, then they send us a bill and we pay for them. It would be
Well,
like
I
if you
just-
order,
They're not gonna be
no, we
a
should.
year out making them.
No, it should not hold us up at all to open the pool next year, because if all we have is 30 new ones, we will have enough of the old ones that can get us through until the next shipment come in. But
Okay,
that shouldn't be a problem because they manufacture them right there, and she indicated that wouldn't
all right,
be a
that
problem.
was my main question.
Okay, and how much total would you need if you could replace all of the filters? Do you know that?
I think it was 8,000 or something.
Yeah, 8,000. We have somebody that's already, giving us 10 new filters. It's in the packet.
Donated money for 10 filters.
Yes, donated money
And
for
how
10,
many total filters do you need?
140.
no,
or I don't know.
58.
Okay.
So we need 58 after those 10.
Plus, we gotta have shipping on there.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
it's gonna be probably 9,000, something like that for these filters. And you can see in the pictures what the filtration system looks like. Another problem that we have, when the filters break off at the bottom and float around, then they go and they hit the float that regulates the water in the tank. So then if it holds that float down, then it's almost like your toilet tank, and it says, oh, we don't have enough water, so then it starts dumping water from the pool down into the tank, and it overflows, and it's just a mess. Each filter costs $141.85. That's the filter, that's the cover that goes over it, and the O-ring that holds the cover on. We need, how many did I tell you? We need 58, and so that's roughly $8,227. We got 2,500 from the supervisors. We've had somebody here in town give us a check for 1,000. And we've reached out to 3 more places to see. We don't want to take this from the city budget for these filters. So we're trying to do everything that we can to prevent that. And people have been very generous with our pool and the pool donations and stuff like that through the year. So we're trying to reach out to businesses. So I would just like to make a motion that everybody approves the request from the supervisors for the grant money.
I'm gonna second it.
I
Thank you.
You mind if I ask a quick question?
Yes.
So that's just for the 2,500, right? So we're talking about just the grant money that was approved by the.
Yes, that's just for
Not the
that.
other monies that you're needing to cover the rest of it.
No, this is just for that grant money, and we've got other requests out for donations. If we have to come back and say, look, we didn't have enough, then we'll approach the council with whatever else.
I just want
we
to make
need.
sure that
Yes,
we weren't
that-
asking the council then to fund the rest of it.
No, but
And
thank
we're
you
not
for-
even ordering any of these until we have like the
Yes.
money. It's not like we've gone ahead and ordered
Right,
all of them. We've got 10, money for 10.
Yep.
We're gonna order the 10 because we've got that money in hand essentially.
Yes.
Yes, Jerry,
Just,
you looked at me, I'm done talking.
well, I never know when you're done.
Oh, whatever, Jerry. It wasn't hard enough to throw it.
Discuss and vote on resolution number 2023-0814-001, fixing date for a meeting on a proposition to authorize a loan and disbursement agreement and the issuance of notes to evidence the obligations of the city thereunder not to exceed $320,000 sewer revenue capital loan notes of the city of Grand Junction.
Is that why you're here, is to explain what that whole sentence just means to us? Because I hope somebody can.
Okay, so in the packet, there is a letter from Allers and Cooney Law Firm that was sent to Wendy, that includes a draft resolution for tonight, which if you approve it, you're only approving to move forward with the process, which would include setting public hearing at the next meeting. Okay, so the September 11th meeting.
So this is actually the next step in this
Correct.
whole major messed up project.
And so we're not approving
Correct.
320,000,
No,
we're just
just the
approving
resolution.
to,
Process.
The process to get it
Okay.
started, which we have to do, if we're gonna do, since we have to do the lagoon project.
somebody make a motion here.
Jake,
Mickey, make a motion.
spend some
I
money.
make a motion that we approve this.
I was second.
Aye.
Department reports, mayor. I'll bring something up, we have numerous town parcels in this town that's not drawing any income. And they mistakenly had Grand Junction's parcel number put on that piece of ground. Grand Junction doesn't own it. But, and it's kind of illegal because if you get a parcel number, you own it. I said so, I don't know if you ever had a chance to check anything.
So we probably need to talk about that offline, but the council can't take any action on tonight since it's not an agenda item anyway, but what he's talking about is, you're talking specifically about the railroad right of way.
Railroad right of ways, and there's another company, they call it Wisconsin Town Lots. But if you chase it back far enough, it belongs to the railroad.
So, I did have Ethan look into it a little bit. I don't have an answer for you tonight, but we can talk about it after this.
But anyway, there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think there's 4 parcels that's paying 0 taxes. And, the Grand Junction can't sell it, give it away or nothing, because even though it's got Grand Junction's parcel number on it,
Belongs to the railroad.
it belongs to,
And the railroad don't even talk to you unless it's $20,000 a shot. Right.
right.
They don't talk to you what?
Unless there's, they
It's a
won't even talk about property.
$10,000.
Bedtime.
They won't talk about their properties unless there's about 20 grand involved. That's what they figure they're gonna make out of a piece of property. That's why they don't wanna talk to us about these properties. They looked at that before.
Except one of them got through one time because I think Rita Pedersen did it. She called it abandonment.
She said she didn't want any more of that.
No. But, there's other routes, there's,
So the reason you're bringing this up is because you feel like if it didn't have a junction number parcel on it, it would have the railroad, and then we'd get we'd get some tax benefit from it, tax income?
if Grand Junction owned it, they could sell
Put it back
it,
on
or
the
put
tax.
it back, or whatever, have somebody get a hold of it, and then they pay taxes.
And are these,
It's all about right over there by where Thorpe's storage buildings are.
Yeah.
That's over there.
Okay.
Yeah, the old railroad,
Oh, okay.
okay,
they used to run through there.
okay.
Because at one time they come along, you got some money, my mom got some money for the property that adjoined to the railroad. We got some, what did we get money? We got money or land, I don't know what.
We got land, we just took
Yeah, I think
ownership
my
of
mom
it.
took the land
We
too.
took ownership of it, so we could.
But they never could figure those other ones out. You're just trying to get it back on the property roll.
Well, what do you suggest we do?
Well,
That's what you want.
there's possibilities. I had Joel Baxter. He's kind of a real estate attorney, among other things. Check into it and he said, I can tell you how to do it, but you can't afford to hire me to go through the stuff. I'll tell you the steps.
Is this, before you say any more, is this something that we need to wait and talk to you offline? He needs to talk to you offline. I don't want to throw information out there that we really shouldn't be.
No, it's totally fine, for him to bring it before the council as just an officer's report. The long and short of it is my office doesn't have an answer today.
Okay,
We're investigating the proper procedure about, reallocating the parcels that were improperly, denoted to the city, when they shouldn't have been.
Actually, it's the county's fault.
okay. I just stopped you because I thought if this is something
No,
that
this
we
is-
need
this
to
is
not
Mayor
discuss
Conley.
on, right,
Mayor
but,
Conley, we're done with it.
okay,
Yeah, but we didn't want to put anything out there
that shouldn't
that
be
maybe
put
we
out
weren't
there.
sure about, so.
But he's fine.
But, yeah, he's checking into it, then I guess he'll report back to us and there's more to report. Is that
Please
basically-
excuse me, continue.
A lot of people have been taking care of the property, and you can go for, after you've done it so many years, and there's different ways you can. Anyway, I guess that's all I got. Oh, yeah,
Put that to paper.
this is the help, well, go ahead, Kenny, you're the one.
Well, y'all got this little thing, we wanna put in the paper to thank all the people that was involved in the water problem we had just recently. We wanna put it in the paper so everybody can see what some of these different agencies are doing to help the town.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know if we need to vote on it or just put it in the paper.
I think we had
Laura
a
had questions, lots.
few, just a few things, but it doesn't have to be read out loud right now. You can look it over and,
Also, I finally figured out why these are in here, to show the value of that property,
yeah,
which are way low on their own.
right,
I
right.
learned why these are in here.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody else on the council?
Yeah, I do, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I'll be short, I'll try. First of all, I want to thank Rod. Last month, I was sort of upset because I didn't like the way the Brendan lot looked like, and I was told, well, there's nothing we can do. He went ahead and he got it cleaned up, he got it mowed, it looks a lot better. So I feel better about putting it up for sale. Thank you very much, Rob, for doing that. Paula, you did a hell of a good job with the swimming pool this year. You deserve every kudo that comes your way and much more. I
Thank you,
didn't think you could pull it off because we heard about,
thank you. And I will say, I did not pull it off. We had a couple of people, I'm not gonna name the names because they don't want named, but they are the force behind this. I will tell you afterwards who it was, but they have taken over the pool and have done amazing. So I've done a little grunt work, but I can't take credit for it, but thank you.
when you tell me that people in the town have come together and done that,
Mhm.
it makes me proud, but then it makes me wonder why we can't do it more often.
Right, right.
What seems to be the problem with that, but again,
Thank you,
great job.
thank you.
And
And Laura has helped with a bunch of stuff down there too, and yeah, it's a teamwork thing.
well, my spy said that you were down there.
So thank you, yeah, you're spotted. Okay.
I want to mention that we're going to have the fireman cookout in October before your October fireman meeting. And I talked to Jason about moving it to September, because last year somebody said do it then, maybe we could get more, and Jason said, leave it in October. So that's when we're gonna do it, so, we'll be looking for donations for that. Did you guys like it better with the beef burgers or cooking the hamburger patties? Did you have a preference?
Both were great myself.
Okay,
What day is that, do you know
A
yet?
cookout's a cookout.
Yeah.
So it is food.
Our meetings are always the first Thursday of the month,
First Thursday, okay.
our business meeting.
Our business meeting.
And is that the night that they have it then?
yeah,
Okay.
so we'll be doing that, and what time's your meeting?
7.
So we'll do it around 6, 5:36? Okay. And, the last thing, let's get a newsletter going. Can we find a volunteer to do our town newsletter until Wendy is comfortable doing it? I mean, I miss that newsletter.
Yeah.
We really need to get that out. That was a wonderful thing that we were doing. So if anybody's listening that likes to do newsletters,
Like the other, she had a template, is it still on the computer that you can just punch, you know what I'm saying?
I will.
I feel like she had a template and she could just kind of go in and it wasn't like reinventing the
Right.
wheel
And just
every
put a few
month, it was
things.
just putting the information in there.
Yeah.
It might be something to make
Yeah,
it
we need
easier.
to get that going again, and that's the last thing I have.
I want to throw out there that I want to thank the 50107 Summer Fest committee for putting on the fun day. It truly was a fun day. It's a lot of work. Knew it was a lot of work. They did great. It was fun. Kids had fun. We had adults in here that had fun. I think that each year it just gets a little bit better and better. And I just want to publicly say thank you to the Fun Day Committee for all their hard work. I also just want to say that thank you for everybody that did come to the community center and check us out for our pool fundraiser. Blown out of the water, blown my mind at what a huge success the donations and the support that, like you said, has come. I got donations for everything, but I browned the meat, made the beef burgers, and I was made roughly for 90 people, sold out. People will be sold out, and that I brought baggies up to bring it home thinking, I can freeze it, we'll have it for some other time, I didn't need to do that, so I'm just putting out there that thank you. Also donations, we got a great donation because the fridge at the pool quit. Within 48 hours, we had a brand new fridge delivered.
Oh, okay.
No kidding.
The fridge went out, the fridge there was donated probably 10 years ago. Maybe not, but it was an older fridge. It just put out there that we needed a new one, and like I said, within 48 hours, we had one donated. Blessed once again. Thank you. Saturday, August 26th is the Glow Swim Appreciation Party. It's going to be what it is. We got just a fun time from 6 to 9 at the pool. Everybody come bring your soup, bring your lawn chair, come watch, come enjoy. We can't be any more appreciative for everybody that's helped us with it. And that's all I have to say about the pool.
I would like to elaborate on the pool a little bit if I could, just, we have had so many different age groups of people come to the pool. We have had adults that come, we have an older couple from Ogden that come and swim most of the time. The stairs have been an amazing asset to our diving board was compromised. We're getting a different diving board because of donations. And a new pool cleaner because of donations. That was what we were trying for when we had our fundraiser. And now, of course, we're getting donations for the filters. The lifeguards that we have this year were doing an amazing job. They were new, they were young, doing an amazing job. It's been great, the people that have donated everything to the pool. And we have people that tell how beautiful the pool looks this year that hasn't looked that way. And I just want to say, we had somebody driving through town from Des Moines that has seen our pool and stopped and gave us a donation. They live in Des Moines, don't even live here, have never lived here, just they're both from small towns and stopped and gave us a donation. So it's been amazing this year and we hope to continue it next year. It's been great, but it's a team effort all the way around. So that's all I have.
We got a report on the library, anybody got any comment on it?
No, but I have a question. Last meeting, we discussed selling Grundon's property. What did we ever figure out about that?
How many bids did you get?
Nothing.
We got no bids.
Did we put an ad out?
I told 2 or 3 people that had talked to me before about it, and one was in Kirkland. And I was trying to think who the other 2 was.
Well, do we want to try it again?
We don't want to be stuck with it, but we're not.
Maybe now that nobody sent out a bid the first time, somebody will jump in this time. Maybe they just didn't know that,
Sure.
afraid to take the jump the first time.
Wouldn't hurt to run it through again.
Next question. Rod, what about all the properties that we were hoping to get cleaned up, or some of those, you got letters sent out, I know letters were prepared at one time, maybe, where are we at with that?
I think I shared with Wendy that there was a couple of changes. Rod, do you have an email address? Maybe it'd be easier.
Yeah.
Oh, he saw it.
Okay.
So I haven't changed it. They'll be out tomorrow.
It took a little while for my office to get through all 20 something, whatever it was. So that's on me. But there were a couple of changes that I recommended. Otherwise, the vast majority of the letters were ready to go out. So
And they're gonna get sent out, you're telling me?
Yes,
Okay.
I just got it one.
I don't know the address of the house that was taken down, that way. I don't,
Ninth Street.
whatever, I just wanna shout out there to those people, thank you for getting that taken down. I don't know what's gonna go there, but it looks nicer than having a terrible house there, thank you to the people.
I had talked to one of the guys, and said they're gonna bring dirt in sometime, but I figured they'd have it routed before now.
Well, it still looks much,
It's still a lot better.
exactly,
They
and
get them trees. and stuff.
shout out to at least them getting that cleaned up. And where are we at with getting the softball field weeds sprayed?
It's been sprayed.
But it's
And we need to do it again and again and again?
a problem, but, that's a lot of Roundup.
Let me just tell you, I've had three people comment about it, how, oh, you're trying to clean up the city and then look at the softball field.
Well,
They asked me.
we're not per se, we're not per se
They asked me, is,
softball people. I mean, I'm not saying softball people, but we're not lawn experts, okay? We can mow it, we can do certain things, but we don't have a piece of equipment that goes around, tears that soil up so it can be smoothed back down to look nice.
well, they're like, you're expecting everybody to clean up their property and then you're having your property look like that. I had no comeback for that. I try and get weeds out of my yard. It's a daily project. We all know that, but
You need somebody that's got the equipment.
well, here's the deal. I take my Roundup in my little jug and spray on it every other day, I swear. But I'm just saying, I've had citizens come to me and say,
And
real hard.
let
so
me
I
ask you a
just throw it
question,
out
is it
there.
safe to use Roundup on a softball field? And here's the reason why.
Well, I really,
Here's the reason why. When they slide into those bases, what comes up out of the ground?
okay, but here's also the deal. I don't know what's safe, but there's gotta be something out there that's safe. And I'm just telling you, I had people come to me and I'm throwing it out there. We're expecting them to do it, so we've gotta clean.
We could go rent some equipment we could do that with.
Well, Kenny, I'm not gonna get in an argument about it. I'm just saying, people are noticing things,
Well,
so
sure.
I'm bringing it out there.
And we couldn't get around there because there's a hell of a lot of wasps down there that don't agree with us, that don't wanna die. That's why we quit even getting around in that corner.
We can't even find the nests. They're an
Is
important.
that right, Jake?
They're underground.
We tried, that's why we quit mowing over that little area because we go in there and they just swarm us.
They're an off-breed out of Canada.
Just saying, what
They are.
people
I haven't
have.
seen that lately though.
We would have had it done if we had the right equipment. We don't have the right equipment.
Did we move on to the library?
I don't know, I'm just saying, I just report.
Library was okay. I just wanted to ask on the library, how did they do on their breakfast?
I don't know,
I was just curious.
don't know. I don't think they did as well as they wanted to do.
I know there were people in here, but I wasn't paying attention to how many.
Whatever.
Fire department?
You're not in charge.
No, I'm just waiting for you.
Already said, I think we had a fire department report, unless you wanna give another.
I think we're just looking to get him approved tonight, and, Grant Miller is a junior, Brandon Miller's son.
Can I say before we do that, our sympathies go out to Jason and Brenda and their family for the loss of their dad.
Oh,
So
I went to the
Express that.
EMT training with Rodney.
just want to express send our condolences.
So they're wanting, just bear with me, they're wanting to approve another person to join their group.
And a junior member as well.
how much a junior?
I didn't
Yeah.
receive,
So,
we didn't receive that information in time to even get it on the agenda, so it'll be probably next month. won't it?
Oh, because we have to vote on it.
okay.
But I agree with Nikki, what is a junior?
So, I believe like at the school, you have to do so many community service hours, I believe. So one of the things that we in the past had offered was a junior membership program. They can't do any internal fire attack, and then they're pretty limited what they can do outside, but they can, do some, like overhaul, external overhaul, learn how the pumps work, basically do whatever training we do. And then, like Jacob Fester, for example, was a junior member. Were you a junior member? Brett Kersey was a junior member. John Kersey was a junior member.
Are they paid then? Are they on your payroll or because it's for a school thing? It's,
Just learning,
Yeah, just, yeah, they're not on any sort of, like, our,
and they can't go on fire runs?
no,
So-
they can't go into a live open fire or anything like that. Once fire's out, I don't remember if we let them go in, like, to do.
How many members do you have right now?
Yeah, we have slots for 30, but I
I think
think
we
we,
do 23-ish, something like
yeah,
that.
23, 24 probably.
It used to be 27, you got, you're qualified for 30.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's what I say, if you're just gonna have to get it put on the agenda for next month, and then we can vote on it. And let's find out for sure if you have a total of 23, and let's find out for sure total number they can have, just so we have that for next time.
I know with, as far as insurance wise goes, we have slots for 30. I guess I don't know if the city has any sort of regulation on what we have.
I thought I heard before that it could be up to 30.
When I first got on back in 2002, it was 25, I believe, and it was extended to 30, or somewhere around that time. Might have been before I got on that it was extended to 30. Maybe Ron would remember, I don't know.
When I was on, it was 25.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was shortly after I got on, but it was extended to 30.
Yeah, we'll just,
Anything else?
I guess I was asleep.
Need no motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
second.
I.
Okay.
Thanks, Rob, for doing my tree today. You're welcome.